Hi guys, welcome back. All right, Libras, let's jump on in. Let's take a look at what is murky, but maybe going to start to become a little bit clearer. We have the warrior, and we've got somebody who's rocking their pantaloons and their dance moves. Less fight, more like, I don't know, maybe this is somebody who's realizing to be graceful is also to be a warrior. To be diplomatic is maybe the best kind. To be intelligent, to dance instead of fight, to use agility and like swiftness of mind and wit and tongue instead of fists. There's a lot of different ways to be a warrior. Interesting. Let's see where this takes us. What does that represent for Libra? Queen of Swords, definitely using wit. Nine of Swords in the reverse. I feel like whatever Libra is facing right now, Libra's got the upper hand. They are the like the best chess player. Libra may be able to diffuse a situation with tremendous grace and ease because they get in front of the problem. This could be, I don't know who Libra has dealt with, but I feel like they're going to really like soften the energy, reduce somebody's stress, reduce hostilities. And it's because Libra is using their intellect. The pen is mightier than the sword, as they say. It is better to use the act of diplomacy. And we have that Two of Pentacles here. Again, let me bring it into balance. I know the best language to use to talk to somebody. I know how best to like let someone know that I hear them, but I still have to deliver a certain message, even if it's one that's unpalatable, or if somebody is stressing and I can reduce their stress level. It just feels like Libra has a real knack, a real talent for still getting the truth across. It's not manipulation. This is not lying. I can speak a truth, but I can speak it with the, emotional intelligence and the vocabulary that can diffuse a situation and take some stress off of somebody's shoulders. I don't know if Libra is doing this for a partner or if Libra is doing this in business. I'm hearing that song by the Beach Boys, Don't Worry, Baby. Everything will turn out all right. We have the Judgment card. Okay, so first off, the divine is assisting Libra right now. But the Judgment card is how to put a relationship back together, how to resurrect something, how to repair something. If Libra has been either playing a role of mediator, it feels like they're going to be very successful in helping other people to like chill out and get back on track. If this is like, because I could picture Libra, let's say Libra is a person who has to call an angry customer and, soothe their troubled mind. And it's like, oh no, I can imagine how upsetting that would be. But actually, I've got some good news. We can work with you on this. We can still, whatever, patch this up, or let me fully comprehend. This is what you needed. This is what you've been waiting for. And then that's not what you were delivered. So let's go ahead and course correct this though. Let me see, how many different ways we could do this. Let's patch this together and get everything back on track. It just feels like Libra's coming in with the solutions, and they're coming in first with the intellect to understand. I'm not going to act like I'm going to battle. I'm going to act like I'm going on a diplomatic mission to talk to somebody, to heal a rift, to maybe negotiate bringing a client back that we almost lost in the company, or, negotiate some kind of, I don't know, it almost feels like, is Libra playing a role possibly between two masculines as like the point of peace? And I say that because we have the Rock Karen here, and then we have the Rock Karen stacked behind our Libra again. Libra is possibly going to be instrumental in helping people who have been at odds with each other come back to the table. This could be, I don't know, maybe Libra is trying to, help siblings get over a fight, or patch together a relationship between like, their parent and one of their siblings, or maybe Libra is doing this even within their own relationship. We have a Four of Wands. This is about marriage. This could be an argument or a fight between in-laws. This could be that Libra is trying to get their family members to accept the fact that they're going to get back together with somebody that they love and that they want to marry, that the family might be not relaxed or at ease with the concept of Libra getting back together with somebody. And Libra's like, listen, let me soothe your worried minds. There's something here about, I mean, of course, the story could always be flipped the opposite direction, but we have a Queen of Swords. Maybe Libra's a marriage counselor, but right now I'm more inclined to say Libra is negotiating with others to relax their fears in regards to some choices that Libra themselves is making. Now, this doesn't have to be about marriage, even though obviously it is a wedding card here. This can, Four Wands can be about, let's say Libra's like, oh, I'm going to go back to work for this one company. And, family members, spouses, friends are like, what? No, do not do that. And Libra might be like, no, let me explain. The reason this is going to work for me, the benefits of this, the reason this will click into place for me. It definitely feels like Libra has to come to the table with the explanation as to why this will work. Now, could I look at this as Libra's trying to persuade someone to come back to them? That is possible. We have the Chariot, we have the Fool. This looks like a big adventure. I've thought about this enough, and I'm moving toward whomever or whatever it is that I want. And I've already come up with my argument. This feels like either Libra is preparing to go and not only have soothed some fears of people who know what Libra is up to, but Libra's also come up with a plan as to what's going to happen, where they're going, how they're going to lay out their case to convince somebody to come back, convince a situation to work. But this is a reconciliation. Now, let's say this whole story is flipped. Let's say Libra is actually the person, the object of the affection, and someone has been putting in some significant time and effort saying, I had conflict with Libra. Yes, we were fighting each other, but I don't want to fight. Now, what I want is to see if I can get Libra back. And I know that the best way to approach is not with fear and not with the idea that I'm going to fight. Instead, what it is, I'd like to fight for this connection. If my Libra is a wonderful person, and I know that they're so smart, and I know that they have so much peace and calm in them, and I know that all they're asking for is balance. I ultimately know that. That's what Libra wanted from me all along. Then that's beautiful, because Libra themselves, I mean, come on, the Libra scales, Libra's all about balance. So if this is somebody approaching Libra, let me put it this way, they're lucky they get to deal with a Libra because Libra is so balanced. But if this is them saying, what I want is a do-over with Libra, what I want is to reconcile with Libra, I would like to convince Libra to marry me. And I've thought long and hard about this, and I'm approaching Libra not with fear, not with manipulation tactics, but with the intention of, I don't have any desire to fight, but I do want to fight for this. And I've realized there's nothing to be fearful of. Libra always wanted to work with me. Now what I have to do is convince them that maybe that would still be a good idea. Now, I don't know what went wrong. If, again, I'm reading the storyline in two different directions because it could go in two different directions. I feel like the strongest storyline is someone, possibly a masculine, since that's what we see on this card. And that was, these are our first two cards out, right? After the warrior, that is. They know Libra is very formidable. They know that. But they're not afraid of that. It's like, yeah, but I'm still going to approach. I'm going to do this because Libra is balanced and fair. Libra's not unfair. Libra expects only that I would match them. I do think that that's probably the stronger story, is somebody who is either attempting to, reapproach a conversation. This could be somebody that had a single date with Libra. Maybe it didn't go well. Maybe they got into a heated argument about whatever, their favorite sports team, or, whatever might have happened. Libra is formidable, but also fair and kind. Libra has boundaries and won't have trespasses on them, but they're also somebody who's intelligent and, excuse me, all about balance. And this person wants to marry Libra. Or like I said, it could be Libra saying, I want to marry this person. And I've decided I know how to approach. There's been a lot of thought. And the biggest thing here is I'm not coming in for a chess game or for a battle of the bands or a competition. I'm not coming in to banter. I'm coming in to accomplish what I'm setting out to accomplish, which is to not create a fight, but rather to create harmony. Okay. I always feel like Libra storylines, maybe because of the balance of the scales, I always find myself saying, and I don't say this in every story, or in every zodiac, only in Libra, the story could be read one way or the other. I feel like I say that all the time in Libra videos and nowhere else. We got the death and the rebirth. There's such a strong desire to have a do-over. Somebody could work in the medical field. We've got this masculine and hospital scrubs. We definitely have, I'm going to say, the awareness this relationship died. And right now I'm thinking like words died on somebody's lips. Tell me, was there a big conflict? Was there a big, huge rift? It looks like, since we had the warrior first, oh yeah, 3 of Swords. Okay. Devastation and heartbreak occurred. What was that all about? How was there a heartbreak, a betrayal? Page of Pentacles. Somebody said a really stupid text. This is pathetically silly and meaningless response. I'm thinking text just because the pages are like really, really, they're the children of the deck. And so, we don't expect huge, big, beautiful conversation from children, right? Their vocabulary is not there yet. And, so if they just say a couple syllables, like, we're super entranced by that. But when you're dealing with adults and you've got, a love story and somebody says something so small, it turned into the equivalent of a betrayal or a heartbreak or an insult, because it was so insignificant, and that ended a relationship. Tell me more about that Page of Pentacles, 4 of Cups. Oh God, to take it back. If only I had sat and I had thought about what I was going to say before just prattling it off. So whomever this is who sent the text that was like, oh, wow, that hurt. They're like, why did I not sit and think about my words first? Why did I? It almost feels like silly, but they had intended to say a whole bunch of other stuff, but they maybe thought they were going to drag out some back and forth. Maybe they thought it was going to be fun, cute banter. Not the right time or right place. It feels very, very, very immature. And this is them saying, I wasn't talking to a pal. I was talking to the person that I loved. How could I not have been more sensitive? Or how could I not have, conversed with them like things mattered? I don't know if this conversation that, was basically the final nail in the coffin of this, oh God, came across as almost like, I don't know. Maybe this person was randomly talking to other people at the same time, texted the wrong thing to the wrong person, or just acted completely all over the place. By the way, this could be a same-sex couple, just because we're getting a lot of feminines on the cards. And throughout this whole thing, I've been trying to pin down, which person was Libra. It just looks like either the individual who, and we're going to read it in one direction, the individual who had dialogue with Libra and they ended up saying something really, really, really stupid, texting something like insultingly, meaningless. It might have been an offhanded comment that made it sound like they were cheating, or like somebody didn't matter, or like something didn't matter. King of Cups in the reverse. It definitely made it sound like I'm really not interested. My heart's not in this. I'm not, there's no emotional bond. And really, if there's anybody will do, it doesn't matter. I can shack up with just about anybody. I can see why that would have been like a devastating comment, especially if at some point in time, this was a relationship that was taking some kind of a shape. No wonder this is like, wow, this was over significantly. And if this person has sat in a lot of regret over the stupid text that they sent, the thing that actually imploded this connection, they have maybe been very, very, very stressed out for a long time. They finally have said, if I didn't try to course correct this, because I was like kind of hyperventilating after I did something that stupid, sent a text that I know exactly, why Libra bounced and left me in the dust after this. That was a terrible, terrible thing that I said or wrote or did, but I know exactly why they bounced and left me. But on the other hand, there's this vibe of, then I didn't try to correct it for a period of time because I was probably too stressed. But now I'm over being stressed. And what I simply realize is the only way to fix this is to actually come back in and say the things that I should have said, try to balance things out. Try if I can to get Libra to see me in a different light and maybe let me explain my past really stupid thing, because I think it jeopardized a very serious relationship. Well, it ended a serious relationship. And it's like, if this person could go back and eat those words, they would, but instead they finally have come to the conclusion, maybe I need to explain that and actually come forward and say with confidence, I didn't mean that I didn't care. In fact, this is me caring and showing how much I care. I'm wondering if they tried to keep things light and that became very insulting. I'm wondering if they tried to treat Libra like they were, like I said, like a pal or something, instead of like a partner. Something here really belittled the depth of the connection. And that seems to be the thing that they then took a long time to figure out. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what am I going to do to course correct this? And they just now have come up with, well, I need to go face this head on. I need to go talk to Libra straightforward. Libra's super smart. Libra can read between the lines. They understood an offhanded comment that I made. They understood that it's just like something slipped out of this person's mouth, where they thought they were going to do this weird banter back and forth. Maybe it was mean-spirited. Maybe they thought it was going to be fun. But man, did they wreck this connection. And this is something they're trying to get back now. Or they're going to try to get back now. They're going to come in and they're insisting, they think that they're going to meet a very hostile Libra. That's why they're prepping themselves. I'm the warrior, but I'm not here to fight Libra. I'm here to smooth this out. I'm here to try to tell you what that text should have said, what it should have meant, how I should have handled things. I'm here to give you the kind of respect you deserve. I'm here to actually tell you, because if they belittled Libra or made Libra feel like, oh, there's other sexy people, I could just find any old person. This is them saying, no, that joke didn't land or whatever it was. Libra, you are the sexiest person. That you are the one that I wanted. I don't know how I said something, put my foot in my mouth, trying to make a joke or something. It was so mistaken. Hierophant in the reverse. Maybe they said something jokingly that was like really hurtful about, not wanting to be serious in a relationship. I don't know. All I can say is that marriage was somehow on the table. And that is the thing that was probably like I want to say Libra's going to be probably pretty hostile with them. But if they can get Libra to talk to them or hear them out at all, if they can, display a compelling argument, maybe Libra will take them back, but they're going to give it a whirl. Libra gets to do whatever Libra wants, but this person's going to give it a whirl is what it says. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up.